Okay, hi, Christopher Balazich here. I'm talking about my experience in the last 40 years with this subject called extraterrestrials or off-planet beings. And when I was 5 years old, I had an abduction experience with a race that picked me up and scared me and frightened me, and I hadn't really known what that was all about till 40 years later after enrolling in school of shamanism and working with some psychics to help me to go through that experience again and to see what it was all about. Well, I met Richard Carmen back in 1985, and he was in ufology. So because I had an experience as a child, I was interested in others that also had experiences and wanted to know what theirs was about and how to figure out what happened to me. Well, back in October of 1985, I had been getting some telepathic messages from an extraterrestrial race that had been working with me since childhood. And they had passed on a message to me to give to Richard saying that his invitation event in Palm Springs will happen around 2 o'clock in the morning. And of course, to remember that Richard has free will. He doesn't have to choose to be there or not. So when a race is giving you a message that you have free will, you know that they are benevolent and they don't want to break cosmic law or go against anything that will harm another person. So what I've learned in the last 40 years from my experience as a child, the telepathic messages I've been getting since, and his new book called The Voice, is that everything you need to know is inside of you. As you know, the famous teacher of the world, Jesus Christ, said, the kingdom of heaven is where? Inside you. So I've practiced certain things that have helped me to feel that kingdom, see that kingdom, stay in the kingdom, not all the time, but most of the time. And I've practiced a certain way of being. I'll just share a few of the insights that's helped me. Learn to love for the sake of loving, give for the sake of giving, go after everything you're afraid of, because usually what you're afraid of is just false evidence, and when you seek it out, it really is just things that weren't real, or they were hallucinations, or they were just things from your childhood that you can walk through, and that fear then becomes your strength. Another thing that's very helpful is to look at your beliefs and to check into them and see where they come from. Did they come from your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your aunt, uncle, or your church, the next door neighbor, or school? And because you have free will, you don't have to stay in the same beliefs. Look and see if they fit in with your heart in being harmless to yourself and to others. And the next thing that really helped me tremendously, and that's been most recent, is to have self-compassion for this journey of going within. When you're compassionate for yourself and the things that are of the dark come up, things that you don't want to admit you said or you've been through or you actually thought about or even did, those were just experiences to teach you how to be harmless. With who? Yourself first, and then with others. Remember, we live in a dualistic, three-dimensional world, so there is going to be light and there's going to be dark. But there is a path through that, and that's right through the middle, which is to the kingdom in your heart. Thank you, God bless, and thanks for the moment. Have a great day.